Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley. This is Gizmo in his new jumper, and today we're going to be talking about something that's really important to a lot of people, and that's contacting loved ones who have passed on. So I've got my tea here in my little mini infuser. Today I'm drinking Rose Garden by T Spectral and Miss Mary Lou. I will leave a link to T Spectral and Miss Mary Lou's channel down below, so you can go and check them out. They've currently got another really great collaboration going, but I did unbox this on the channel, so go and check them out. So grab a cup of tea, because today's subject can be a little bit heavy. Grab your cauldron and let's get talking. So the first thing I want to say, before you even consider trying to contact a loved one who's passed on, grounding and protecting is so important, so important. We're dealing with things that we don't fully understand as human beings, and a lot of things can happen that you're not aware of, that you don't know about. And if you're not a professional, like I'm not a professional, then you can end up getting into lots of trouble. I have a YouTube video about grounding and protecting. I will leave links to them down below. There's a lot of links going to be down in the description today, so definitely make sure you go and check out everything down there. And just make sure you understand about protecting your home, protecting yourself, protecting everything, so that you can have a really safe experience. So contacting a loved one is how I started out with my psychic journey. Basically, my granddad, who was my best friend, he still is my best friend. Nothing's changed, he's still my best friend. My granddad, he passed away. And when he did, it kind of started something in me, because I'd been really lucky and I haven't really lost many people in my life. And it really hit me hard. I was looking for some kind of reason to know that he was okay. The usual questions that we have when somebody we really love and care about passes on. And so I looked up on YouTube for a meditation to help, and I found a meditation that was like 20-minute meditation, and I lay down on my bed in my bedroom, no grounding, no protecting, I knew nothing about it, and I just lay there and I spent some time with my granddad, and it was a very personal, very beautiful experience, and something that I absolutely loved. From that, I got in touch with a psychic who, when I went to see her, I will leave a link to her actually. I'll find out how to get in touch with her and leave a link down to her. Angela, she's an incredible psychic. She knows so much. She is just, oh, she's incredible. And she's somebody who basically got me in touch with my granddad again. And she said in that time with her that I should be a psychic, that I should be doing that work as well. And so she gave me the number of Linda, who I trained with, and it started me on this whole magical, wonderful journey and brought me to where I am now. So I'm incredibly thankful. Opening myself up through that meditation has meant that I have walked a path that's been incredibly transformative, and as you've seen on my channel, I have been experiencing so much, and I've opened up so much. I've met so many amazing people, and I'm just so thankful, honestly, so thankful. So I thought I would talk about this because it is Halloween. It's the October month, my favourite time of the year, and at this time the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. And what that means is it's easier to contact people who have passed on. It's a lot easier to go and speak to your ancestors. Journeying shamanically is going to be easier. It's going to be a lot simpler to do. So as somebody who is just starting out, or somebody who has just lost somebody, this is the time to really start to explore. It was about this time of year that I started to explore a couple of years ago, and look where I am now. You never know where it'll take you, but always ground and protect. Always look after yourself, look after your home. I know so many people who started out with this, they didn't protect their home, they didn't protect their space, they didn't set up any kind of protection for themselves, and now they've got spirits in their house that have malicious intent. So ground and protect, links down below. So meditations, a lot of people think of, you know, the sort of meditations where you sit and listen to a guided thing about anxiety or mindfulness. I talk a lot about mindfulness. They think it's just like 10 minutes to go and sit in the corner and get in touch with God. But mindfulness for me is a 24-hour day, everyday thing. It's something that I practice continuously. But meditations can be used in many ways, and witches, psychics, mediums, they have used meditations for many years as a way to cross over and speak to loved ones. You can use it in a way of just watching a candle. You can use it in ways of looking into a mirror, a dark mirror, which is called scrying. There are lots of different ways of doing it, but it's all different versions of meditations. And the ways that I've found the easiest to contact my loved ones have been guided meditations. Both of the most successful ones I've found were on YouTube, so they're completely free. And I've also tried a couple that were on Insight Timer. I use Insight Timer every single day. I use it for grounding, I use it for protecting, I use it in so many different ways. It's an incredible app, totally free. Link will be down below. It's up to you if you use it or not, but it's just another way of finding meditations. So I have used these meditations many times. I usually do it when my husband's at home because it kind of freaks me out. It kind of unsettles me. I'm not completely comfortable with contacting the dead. I've spoken about this before. I have trained as a psychic and it does come to me reasonably naturally, but it's something that I don't enjoy. And so it's something that I have to have somebody else in the house looking out for me. So I would definitely recommend, if you're uncertain or you feel a bit unnerved by it, have somebody in the house, not in the room with you, but somebody in the house, so that you know that if you get into trouble or if you're unsettled or if you feel scared, you've got somebody there to talk to. It's also important to have some kind of notebook and pen beside you so you can write down everything that happened during the visualization, during the meditation. You need to be able to write it down, get it all out, because you will start to jumble things up, forget things very quickly. Meditations are a really great way of doing this because it really it's relaxing you. It's like you're half in this world and half out. There have been times when I've been meditating when I've literally felt myself step out of my body and go and do things and then come back to my body. But if you're going to open things up, like open a door to go and see somebody in a meditation, if you are going to step out of your body in a meditation, make sure that you do the opposite coming back. Make sure you shut that door, lock it behind you. Make sure you sit down in your body and ground and protect straight afterwards. If you don't do these things, you're leaving a door open for other spirits, other things to come through into your home. And that is not what you want. You want to have a lovely, wonderful experience with somebody who means a lot to you. You don't want to be worrying about, am I going to be bringing a demon back home, you know? So definitely make sure that you're being careful. I cannot stress this enough. Be careful. Now, if meditating doesn't come very easily to you, if you haven't done it very much in your life, and so you're like, a meditation, what is that? How do I do it? That seems a bit, what's the word? Advanced. That seems a bit advanced for me. Then there are other ways of contacting loved ones who've passed on. Things like dreaming. I just did a video, my last video actually, about lucid dreaming, and it's something that I've found a lot of success for going and visiting deceased family members. However, you have to be very careful when doing it, and it is something that you need to practice if you want to be able to do it a lot. But there are also ways that your family can be contacting you just in your everyday life. And this is where mindfulness comes in. If you're paying attention every day to what's going on around you, not being stuck in your thoughts, or daydreams, getting caught up in hectic life, if you are paying attention, then things like scents, I quite often will get the smell of cigarettes and aftershave, and that is often my husband's brother coming to check on me. He does it a lot when Lee's at work, to just come and make sure I'm okay, and I appreciate that very much. At first it used to scare me, but now I'm just like, hi Paul, hope you're well. And he goes on his merry way. I don't know anybody who smokes. Nobody smokes in our home. Our next door neighbour, we're in a semi-detached house, they don't smoke. Yeah, it's an unexplained scent. Definitely be careful with assuming scents are your loved ones contacting you. Just be really, really sure, because it can be quite, I've done this before myself, just been like, oh, I can smell roses, it's my nan, and then realised I'm drinking rose tea, or I put some fragrance in a burner and oh, it just happens to be rose scented. So be aware of what's going on around you. It's really important, and it's a lovely way for your loved one to just drop by, say hello. It feels lovely to know that they've thought of you that day and that they've come to see you. Another way is coincidences. It might be a woman who looks like your grandmother, or somebody wearing the same coat that your mum always wore, and it makes you think of them. Little things like that are very simple, easy ways that can bring that person back into your life and remind you of them and bring them back in such a beautiful, lovely way. It doesn't always have to be a big booming moment. It can be little things like little coincidences, a scent on the wind, that sort of thing. Another thing that for thousands of years has meant that a loved one or a spirit is trying to contact you or is thinking of you is a white feather. Now, I have found white feathers in my house a lot because we have birds. That does not mean it's a loved one getting in touch with me. However, if I'm out on a walk somewhere and I happen to look down and there's a pure white feather on the ground, that can be a message from a loved one. Another really simple way to keep that person close to you is to talk to them. I often, when I'm washing up, will have a little conversation with my grandmother, or if I'm just feeling a bit down, I'll go over to the picture of my nan and granddad and I will just sit and speak to them for a little while. And I definitely picture them just standing close to me, and I talk to them as if they're in the room. I joke around with them. It doesn't have to be some big melodramatic thing. It doesn't have to be when something's going wrong in your life or when something's going great. It can just be, Hi Nan, I was thinking of you today. I hope you're doing well. I really hope that you'll come and visit me later. That sort of thing. There are many ways that you can get in touch with loved ones. From meditations to Ouija boards to seances to visiting mediums, tarot cards, the list goes on. But be careful. All of these things you have to be careful. Make sure you trust the people that you're doing these things with. Make sure you ground and protect. Make sure you find out that they are legitimate mediums. Make sure that you are doing your due diligence so that when you go to see this person, when you do this seance, when you use a Ouija board, that everybody's on the same page, that everybody's doing it with pure intention, and that you're going to have a good experience. I know a lot of people are scared of Ouija boards, but Ouija boards are just a tool. They're just a tool, just like this teapot, just like a hammer. It was the Witch of Wonderlust who first used this analogy that I saw, and I was like, that makes total sense. She said a hammer is just a tool. I can either bash your head in with it, or I can hammer in a nail and help someone hang a beautiful picture. I can use that tool in good ways, in bad ways. It's all about intent. So make sure everybody has the same really good intention. Everybody's on the same page. And just be aware of what you're trying to do. You're trying to spend time with somebody who you loved, who you cared about. This is the perfect time to try that. I'm going to leave links down below to some of the meditations that have helped me, that I've found to do the best for me, that I've found on YouTube. I'm also going to leave links to my videos on grounding and protecting, on dreaming, that sort of thing, and a couple of other videos that I think will be a lot of interest to people who are watching this video. I really hope that if you watch this video and try this, that you will do your due diligence, make sure that you're grounded, make sure you're protected, and make sure the people that you're working with are all on the same page as you. It's so important to be careful. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it will help you to see all the different ways that you can get in touch with loved ones. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you enjoy my channel content. If you did, don't forget to leave me a cheeky like. Hit that little subscribe button right down there, right below where you check the description where all the links are. Click that little subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I really wish you all a wonderful experience if you try any of these things. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you next time.